It is, okay.
What
Yeah.
is the main agenda of this?
Africans resources.
What is the agenda all about?
Yeah, the agenda is about transforming Africa into with a shared vision of a prosperous, integrated, and peaceful Africa, and achieving economic growth and development while ensuring democratic governance and respect for human rights.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Cassidan. Juliana, we want to give you an opportunity as well.
It emphasizes the importance of equity and equitable education.
No.
Equity and equitable education?
Mambo na utilization of resources.
Yeah, it's something I would like to hear from Agenda 2063.
It is a shared strategic framework for inclusive growth and sustainable development. The global strategy to optimize the use of Africa's resources for the benefit of all Africans.
And basically, we are doing all this using science, technology, and innovation. So ideally, what we need to see is that our education is education that borrows heavily from science, technology, and innovation. At the national level, we have what we call the Constitution of Kenya 2010. So the Constitution of Kenya 2010, what is the main, what does it speak in terms of matters education and maybe something that is related to exactly what we are doing as a course? So can I hear from one of us, the Constitution of Kenya as a sample of the national documents? Joram, yes?
Yes, are supposed to get, yes, Constitution of Kenya about education, all children are supposed to have free education.
Free education? Is it free education? Yes. Thank you, Joram. At the national level, the Constitution of Kenya guarantees education as a right. And therefore, everybody has been given the right to education. Every person, not actually every land, every person has a right to education. And therefore, I would like us to, whenever you are discussing the legal and policy framework provision for education, I would like you to use the funnel approach. And the funnel approach is where you look at the larger perspective of education from the global perspective, then you narrow down to the regional level, and that is now the African context, and now you come to the national level. That is what we are calling the national, the national level. And therefore, in that kind of a discussion, when you discuss the legal framework, basically right from the funnel approach, you will realize that you'll be able to interrelate the provisions of education legally right from the national level up to the global perspective. So then, thank you for that feedback. We could still continue with our discussion, and you'll still allow me to share my screen as we move on with our discussion. And from this, we move on to our next discussion. And here, we would like to actually make use of our chat box. And in our chat box, we want to have a discussion about the Junior School Management Committee. The Junior School Management Committee, like we said, is a committee that has been set. Is a committee that has been set specifically to ensure transition in terms of matters management of the learners from the primary school to the junior school. So this was a management committee that was set aside by the Ministry of Education to ensure that matters education are well managed. at the junior school level. We have the composition and we have the composition of the junior school. And as school leaders, I want to remind you that you are the secretaries to this junior school. The chairperson of this committee is actually a member, is actually a member drawn from the BOM of the primary school, and not ideally the BOM chair of the primary school. So I think this is something that we clarified during our discussion last time, and we were able to identify quite a number of functions that they do, and therefore we would like to do a refresher of this by going to our chat box, and then we identify the functions of this committee. So let us still go to our chat box, and then in like around the next 5 or so minutes, we give the responses to this particular question or activity. Let us undertake this activity in our chat box. In your chat box, identify the functions of the JS Management Committee. And in this, I would like I'd like us to see a clear demonstration of whether you as school leaders, you are well aware of what this committee should be doing at in junior school. So let's all go to the chat box. And the question is already there. We are actually waiting for the responses. Let's give our responses on the functions of the JS committee. I have the thing, the responses have started coming. I can see there's promotion of quality education, Alice Mapenzi to all of us. Promotion of quality education, Josiah Wanje, you're talking about planning and allocating resources for junior school, allocation of resources and ensuring their maximum use, budgeting, sourcing resources and managing, safety of learners, identifying the school needs, approving the budget. Let's have the answers coming in. To discuss the challenges and general matters pertaining to the junior school and getting way forward. Kasidan, discipline of teachers. Moses Kiringi, identifying the needs of that school. Procurement, there's somebody who has talked about procurement. Sourcing of funds, planning and budgeting. Mentorship. Conflict resolution, maintaining a school culture, good management of resources. Let's have determining cases of pupils' discipline, general school management. Let's have the responses coming. We can also see that engaging the school community, well-being of students, promoting the best interests of the institution, ensuring provision of proper and adequate physical facilities and management of resources, guidance and counseling of the learners, supervision of improvement of school infrastructure. They provide a link to the community, advise the CEB on staffing. Good. That is Evelyn Kunyu. Fred Katunda, well-being of students and teachers. Roslyn, engaging school community. We also have conflict resolution. establishing and maintaining net partnerships, dealing with discipline issues. All right. Thank you for this wonderful feedback, participants. Thank you very much. Maybe as I sampled your answers, there is one that has been of my concern. And this is on procurement. So somebody has talked about procurement, and I would like us to be very, very, maybe very clear on the role of the Junior School Committee on matters procurement, because ideally the procurement function in our schools is not actually the function of the JS committee. So I still want to. I think the rest is okay for me. I think after sampling all the responses they've given, I can attest to the fact that we are all right. However, for the function of procurement, I want to only maybe bring it clearly that procurement is a function of the school administration. And the school administration, if you remember very well, we said that the school administration is headed by the school principal or the school head teacher, assisted by the deputies, the HODs, the senior teachers, and the rest. But when it comes to procurement, remember the school leader is a member of this committee. And therefore, I remember telling you that sometimes that the procurement, when we have the school leader in this committee, he has two roles to play. He's an administrator and at the same time he's a manager. And therefore, when it comes to procurement, this function is distanced from the junior school committee. What they only do is they offer what we call oversight. And oversight is just ensuring that things are done in the right way. Things are done in the manner in which they are supposed to be done. Therefore, then, this is to say that the junior school committee is not in its entirety concerned directly with the procurement process. Remember, the procurement process is actually actualized by a number of ad hoc committees. Ad hoc committees are committees that are not permanent. These are committees that carry out specific functions, and after they complete the specific functions assigned to them by the school administration, then their existence ceases. Therefore, then, the JS committee only comes in to ensure that they oversight the process by ensuring that the budget is utilized for the purpose in which it is intended. Remember, this is a committee that approves the budget, and therefore, when they approve the budget, they leave the procurement function to the school administration. The school administration puts in place measures to ensure that the various committees which are ad hoc are in place, and that the various functions of processes of procurement are carried out to the best of the guidelines and the provisions of the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act of 2015 and the regulations of 2020. So I think now it is quite clear that the rest of the information that you have given concerning, of course, the functions of this committee on matters resource mobilization, on matters ensuring safety of learners, on matters ensuring adequate use of resources, they are all right. However, I would like us to, as we carry out our functions as school leaders, to ensure that we do not have interference of the procurement committee or interference of the procurement process by the junior school committee. Their role should be very clear, that they come in to ensure that they oversight. Just like they oversight the other functions within the school, then for this particular function, their role is ideally oversight. Otherwise, thank you very much for the responses that you've given that are quite in line with actually what we have been discussing. So then we move on with our discussion, and that was on governance of our schools by the junior school committee. And now we move our discussion to IBQA. And IBQA is an area in your office that is a key focus area. As school leaders, quality assurance is something that is one of your functions. It is centrally placed in your offices. You are the persons who ensure that quality is assured. And when you talk about quality assurance, and especially on IBQA, institutional-based quality assurance, then remember, I want to remind you that this is a function of the school leadership where you need to be aware of the dimensions that you must always make a reference to. When you are actually ensuring, when you are quality assuring in our institutions, then you need to be always reminded that you must keep a focus on 5 thematic areas. And these 5 thematic areas are leadership and management. You must offer quality assurance on matters leadership and management. And that is why, as the person in charge of the school administration, then you must offer leadership in the various areas under leadership within the school. Remember, the aspect of management is very crucial as well. Remember, management in our schools is also aided by the boards of management, where you also sit as a secretary to the board. And therefore, you must ensure that in your schools, you have a board of management that is in place, a board of management that is qualified, a board of management whose functions are clear, a board of management that is doing the right thing. We also have a focus area and a quality assurance, or another area of focus, which is curriculum organization. Remember, you are the persons who lead the implementation of the curriculum in our schools, and therefore, this is also another area where quality assurance by the school leader is key. Physical facilities and infrastructure, you are the persons responsible for resource mobilization and ensuring that physical facilities and suitable infrastructure is in place, it is maintained, and therefore you also have a very key role to play. We also have learners' welfare. We cannot distance ourselves from the fact of ensuring that the welfare of our learners is taken care of. And therefore, it's very important that as school leaders, we ensure that the learners' welfare is key and taken care of. We also have what we call community involvement. There must be a linkage between the activities of the school and the community where the school is situated. So in a nutshell, quality assurance focuses on those 5 thematic areas. And therefore, in our next activity to follow, which will be done now in breakout rooms, for the next 15 minutes, we would like us to have a very serious discussion where I would like us to identify the key focus areas for one IBQA component. So if you'll pick on leadership and management as a group, then I'll expect that through your leadership of that team, through your secretary, the secretary should be able to put down the key focus areas for discussion under the area that you've chosen. If you choose leadership and management, then what are the key focus areas? If you choose curriculum organization and implementation, then what are the key focus areas? Then you provide relevant examples for the component within your school and how you do it. And then lastly, we should be able to present our findings at the plenary. We expect to take the next 15 minutes to adequately cover this, because we'd like to have a very good and well laid out discussion for this particular activity. We will be making our presentations in the plenary. So I'll expect once you're in the groups, you choose a chairperson to lead you. You choose a secretary who will take down the notes, and then the same secretary will make the presentation for the group findings in the plenary. So I'll request our IT Aquila to actually put us into breakout rooms. Once in the breakout rooms, ensure that you've chosen a chairperson to lead the discussion and a secretary who will take notes during the deliberations, and then at the same time present the findings at the plenary. So over to you, Aquila.
Okay, the 5 groups. The first group will handle leadership and management. The second group, curriculum organization and implementation.
Aquila, we are not getting you, please.
Okay, in a few, let me Can you get me now?
Yes, you are clear.
Okay, now. So the first group will handle leadership and management. Even group 1 will handle leadership and management. Group 2 will handle curriculum organization and implementation. Group 3, physical facilities and infrastructure. Group 4, learners welfare. Group 5 will handle community involvement. Are we clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Have you seen the question?
Mr. Aquila. Please, Mr. Aquila.
Yes.
Pardon? Pardon on the grouping.
Group 1 will handle leadership and management. Group 2, curriculum organization and implementation. Group 3, facilities, physical facilities and infrastructure.
Okay.
Group 4, learners welfare. Group 5, community involvement.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Have you seen the 3 questions? You identify the key focus areas for one IBQA. Can everyone see the question? The rooms are now open. Josephine, Zaro, please join. We are remaining 36. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So thank you very much, team. I think we are now back to the plenary, and we want to get feedback on what we were able to discuss in our various breakout rooms. In the interest of time, we will only allocate 3 minutes to all of us, each of the teams, so that at least we can be able to present. And we would like to start by getting feedback from Group 1. Group 1 was handling leadership and management as the first component or the first element of quality assurance. So Group 1.
Yes, Group 1. And let me invite the secretary to do the presentation.
Please do.
Secretary, Group 1.
Yes,
Secretary, Group 1, please. Time is yours to present.
in Group 1, we were looking at leadership and management. We looked at 4 key areas under leadership management. And these are strategic, communication, supervision, and collaboration. In communication, we looked at things that can foster communication. These are regular briefing, e.g. assemblies, to have suggestion boxes, adhering to official communication. In supervision, to have clocking in and out registers, classroom supervision. In resources, we looked at allocation of physical infrastructure, e.g. classroom, and physical infrastructure that will favor learners with disabilities. Thank you.
Thank you, Juliana. Let us appreciate Group 1. Let us appreciate Group 1 for the work. You know how we normally do it. Let's thank you, Constance. Thank you, Lydia. Thank you, Msida, Joshua, and the rest of the team for appreciating Group 1. The team was looking at leadership and management and the various focus areas under leadership and management. For them, they identified collaboration, resource allocation, communication. I would like to also emphasize the fact that under leadership and management, there are quite a number of other functions that are key. You ensure that you have management structures in place for the school, like the establishments of boards of management for the school, which are functional and which are sensitized, which are inducted to ensure that they have their roles. I agree to the fact that, of course, resource mobilization and allocation is also key, as well as the fact of communication, both to the external customers who are now the staff and the learners, and to the external stakeholders. So thank you for that feedback. 1, in the interest of time, let us also look at Group 2. Group 2 was dealing with curriculum management and implementation. A chairperson?
Yes, Chairperson Evelyn. Group 2 was handling curriculum organization and implementation. So let me usher in Mr. Macharia Maina to present.
Thank you, our chair, Libe. Point number 1, we talked about planning and curriculum delivery and assessment, whereby we said that you are supposed to have checking on syllabus coverage, record of work covered. Number 2, we talked about developing an operational timetable, whereby we said that we should check whether the collision language should not follow one another, maths and science should not follow one another, and the timing, junior secondary, it is 40 minutes. Number 3, we talked about management of class sizes and attendance of learners, whereby the sizes of class is supposed to be 45. On attendance of learners, ensure that the teachers mark the register. Number 4, establishment of curriculum supervision, whereby we said that you can make sure that you have lesson observation sheet teachers or teachers attendance register which are marked by the learners. Number 5, we talked about preparation of updated professional document, whereby we said that the schemes of work should be from the curriculum design. Number 6, teacher qualification and inadequacy, whereby we said if you have to employ teachers, BOM teachers, they should have TSC number and they should be qualified. Number 7, learners-centered teaching methodology, whereby we should use group work or learners or a project, whereby the teaching methodology should be learner-centered. Number 8, we talked about provision of relevant and adequate learning resources, whereby as a school leader, there should be enough textbook, chalks, and other learning materials. Number 9, we talked about use of varied tools of assessment in curriculum implementation. Otherwise, we said that you can use portfolio to ensure that you are assessing curriculum implementation, observation. And finally, we talked about parental involvement, whereby make sure that you have parent meeting and even benchmarking. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Team 2, for that comprehensive feedback on the focus areas under leadership and curriculum management and implementation. We are excited to learn the fact that you are able to identify areas like timetabling, management of class sizes, curriculum supervision through observation schedules and sheets, updated professional documents are in place and all that. So thank you very much, group 2. Let us appreciate that group. Let us appreciate the group for the good work they have done. Let us go to the chat forum and appreciate the team for that good work. Thank you, Katunda. Thank you, Constance, Swabar, Florence, and the rest. It is good to appreciate them for the good work we've done. You can also appreciate them through the chat forum. And now we want to invite group 3, which was dealing on physical facilities and physical facilities and infrastructure. Group 3.
Okay, group 3, I am Joshua Sanga in group 3, and we are looking at physical facilities and infrastructure. Our secretary was Madam Halima Munyihaji. Madam, can you please give us the presentation? Madam.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. And in our group under physical facilities and infrastructure, we started by identifying the physical facilities and infrastructure that we have in our schools. For example, we have laboratories, we have library, we have toilets, classrooms. In case of a boarding school, we have dormitories, we have the kitchen, the fence and the gate and the playground. These are examples of physical facilities that we have in our schools. And the key areas that we're supposed to consider when looking at the physical facilities, number 1, we should assess the adequacy, appropriateness, and safety of all these physical facilities. So when we talk about the toilets, we should make sure that they have water, they're accessible. They're also very clean for the children to use. We can also dispose all the unused equipment in the school in case we have things which are not used. The facilities should also cater for people with special needs. Like we can have the ramps. We can have the ramps. We can have a special toilet for the special needs also. We should also repair. Make sure that we repair in case of any breakdown. We're supposed to repair these physical facilities so that they can be safe for use by the learners. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Team 3. On physical facilities and infrastructure, we are delighted to learn of the fact that you've mentioned about infrastructure that is inclusive. You have also mentioned aspects of adequacy and appropriateness of infrastructure, as well as maintenance. You have also talked about ensuring that in the first place, the facility should be there. And as well, you identified quite a number of the facilities that should be in place in the schools. So thank you very much, Group 3. Let us also appreciate them in the chat forum and in the reactions part. Thank you. I can see you've really appreciated that team, the good work that they do. You are making good use of the Zoom conferencing app in terms of the functionalities. I am excited as well. Let's move on to Group 4 that was looking at learner welfare. Learner welfare. Chairperson. Yes, Maureen Musumba. Learner welfare.
I'm the secretary.
Like you have two gadgets on, kindly use one.
I don't have another one. Oh.
Okay, proceed.
Okay, in this one, in our group, we saw that learners welfare are services that promote the physical, mental, and social well-being of learners. The first point was that we should let the learners identify the needs with the help of a teacher, of course. Then also, there should be safe water for drinking, and of course, there should be adequate hand washing facilities. Also, we should provide the learners with the infrastructure. For example, should have safe exits and entrances. For example, the doors should open from the outside and also the windows. We saw that there should be mentoring and coaching programs for the children to cater for their psychological needs. Also, we saw that for special needs children or learners, there should be adaptive devices like brains, in case we have those learners, and also adaptive toilets, also ramps. Yeah. And then we also saw that there should be suggestion boxes so that the learners can put in their views in those boxes, yeah? Then we also saw that the health of the learners is very important, and there should be security of learners, like putting up a fence and also the gates and the security of staff to be there. Those are the needs that we came up with. The learners' welfare.
Thank you very much, Group 4, for identifying the focus areas and learner welfare. That includes the a good analysis of using learning environment, social and mental, as well as psychosocial support programs for learners, meeting their nutritional needs. And therefore, in a nutshell, this is what we expect to see in terms of a situation where you are catering for the learning needs, learner welfare in our institutions. We applaud you as a team for a job that is well done. Let us also appreciate the team for a good job. Thank you. We want to see the appreciation coming up. Joram, yes, thank you. Evelyn. We can also appreciate the team through the chat forum. Excellent work. So let's look at the last area, and this is Group 5 on community involvement. Community involvement, Group 5, chairperson.
Yes, I'm Frida Katunda, the chairperson of Group 5. Our discussion was on community involvement. May I usher in our secretary, Madam Uchi, please. You're on the floor.
Thank you, my chairperson. So our area was community involvement. So we identified 3 areas. One, communication, and the second one is involvement, and the third one, giving feedback. Giving feedback. So in communication, we saw that we should communicate to the community in advance, in a good time. For example, you are calling a parents meeting, you should give them time, not just calling them a day before. For example, in the BOM, you should give them 2 weeks notice before you call for the BOM meeting. So in the involvement area, we saw that we can involve our community in many areas. For example, one, in community service learning programs, e.g., preparation of the project of the learners, tree planting, and etc. Then we can also involve the parents in sourcing for support, e.g. funds. We can also do a fundraising, donation, or also from well-wishers. We can also involve the community, that's the parents at BOM, in solving illicit cases from the learners. And so many areas we can involve the parents in. Another area we can involve the parents in when we are celebrating successes and challenges of the school. We should not only call the parents when there's a problem, but we should also involve them in celebrating the success of the school. Then the last one is giving feedback. We should always give feedback back to the community. Because after doing an exam or assessment, you should call the parents, call the BOM, call the community, and give feedback. And that is our presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Group 5, for that feedback from your team. Ideally, you have talked about stakeholder engagement, involvement of the community through annual general meetings, where you present actually the success stories of the school in terms of maybe what the school has been performing, and at the same time, you create a platform for communicating of the challenges that the schools are facing. You've talked about involving the community in terms of course, learning areas like the community service learning and other learner support programs like tree planting, as well as involving the community in resource mobilization. Remember, schools exist within communities, and we will always require resources from the community. So we are really proud of that team for the good work that they have done through Madam Lydia and the chairperson. So I can see members are already congratulating you. Munene, thank you. Lydia, thank you. And for the rest of the team, we really appreciate you for the good work that you've done. So thank you very much, team. I think that was a very good discussion about IBQA. You will still allow me to share my screen, and maybe we will now proceed to our last area of discussion this afternoon. So I hope from your end you can be able to see my screen, and therefore I'll proceed to discuss the last area, and this is on the extended learning activity that we expect that you look at in terms of refining your e-portfolio assignment for Unit 6. So here I would like you to look at this assignment, this extended learning activity. Ideally, it talks about what a quality assurance system is, as a system that is meant to increase customer confidence and the institution's credibility, while at the same time improving the work processes and efficiency. What we've been looking at are the work processes in our discussions, and therefore it enables the institution to better compete with others. So we would like you to identify one of the thematic areas, just like we have done in our breakout rooms. And then you explain the strategies that you put in place to ensure that it is achieved in your institution. Then you will expect that you reflect on the image of this discussion when you are actually submitting this assignment, e-portfolio assignment, we will still like to remind you that it is good that you reflect on your assignment before you submit, so that it carries actually mean, we can see what the artifact is all about. So don't just take the image using your phone and just upload. Let us see the image of the discussion with some reflection. The thematic areas or the focal areas are 5 for IBQA. Our expectation is that you pick on either of them. We have identified 5. We have leadership and management. We have curriculum management and implementation. We also have learner welfare. We have physical facilities and infrastructure. We have community involvement. So it is your choice. It is your responsibility to choose any of those choices, and then you discuss them in light of what you would like to put in place to ensure that that particular area is achieved in your school. So thank you very much, colleagues, for being there for this particular session. We will be back shortly to discuss the reflective journal questions that we'll expect you to be looking at, and which will be actually available at the end of the day. We will still we'll make them accessible to you at the end of this day when we wind up with our closing ceremony, so that now you can start looking at the reflective journal questions. As well, we will be looking at the most significant change story in some few minutes' time. So we shall go for a recess for a break of only 15 minutes, and then we'll be back at 4 for that discussion. So thank you very much for being there and for being very active during this very session. So I will now get back the program to our IT, Mr. Aquila and Peter Joroge, as we transit to the next session in some 15 minutes to come. Thank you very much.
Excuse me, Mr. Kisilu, good afternoon.
Oh, yes, good afternoon, Madam Eunice.
I have enjoyed the presentation. I'm sure you hadn't seen Amin.
Oh, yeah.
It is superb. This is how our participants are viewing. I'm happy.
Thank you, Madam. You can say
I'm happy. Good afternoon, colleagues.
Good afternoon, Madam.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Iko sawa kabisa. Bwana Kisilu, hongera sana.
How is Tana River? You are now in Tana River? Are you
Tana
already
River, we are good. I arrived mapema sana nikaona niingie.
Oh, thank you very good. Thank you very much.
Kwa hivyo hivi jana ndipo participants walikuwa wanatupata vizuri eh?
Oh, yeah, that is it. We are excited to hear that.
I'm excited.
Oh, great. Thank you.
I have enjoyed the learning.
Thank you, and welcome.
Salimia kina Kisilu na Peter.
Yes, you can join us.
Sorry, Aquila. Wambie
Yes,
participants tunawaona na tunawashukuru kabisa, mko chonjo.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You can join us for the closing and the next session.
Yeah, definitely. I will.
Thank you, and most welcome.
Okay, karibu.
Okay.
Aquila.
As you see, most of the managers were advanced in age. So we are trying to catch up with the technology, and we have really tried. So when it comes to learning also, there are applications that we are going to use There is a way we are going to navigate now to get to our modules.
The school leaders, especially some of them, they are not, or they don't have the skills in ICT, especially when we see they go out.
Akwida tutafutie mkuu wa Kilifi.
Most of the documents or most of the secret documents are placed in cyber.
Zinakuja.
But I think after this training, the teachers will be more equipped with skills and techniques on how to handle ICT, as most of them, they are not computer compliant.
People have not been out to go and take because they believe they'll be separated from family or something like that, so they are shying away from taking leadership roles. People have not been out to go and take because they believe they'll be separated from family or something like that, so they are shying away from taking leadership roles. This training is very important at this level because
this is one of us, Madam Ellen.
Oh, nimempata, tumempata. Ilikuwa ya how many minutes ama mlikatakata kidogo kidogo?
Yeah, this is one of us.
Iko sawa. At least when they
level because we are getting a lot of information that we are not sure of, and it has come at the right time because it's going to make us better, more effective leaders than we were before. And because of the new technology that's coming in, we believe we are going to get to be stronger and be able to monitor the curriculum implementation well in our institutions.
I appreciate the organizers came in VOB. It's a very wonderful training. It will help me as a leader to become an efficient leader. Because from here I'll go and cascade what I have learned to my, first of all, to my teachers and also to my fellow head teachers in my zone. So to me it is a wonderful training.
As you see, most of the managers were advanced in age. So we are trying to catch up with the technology, and we have really tried. So when it comes to learning also, there are applications that we are going to use. There is a way we are going to navigate now to get to our modules.
The school leaders, especially some of them, they are not, or they don't have the skills in ICT, especially when we see they go out, they go to cyber cafe where most of the documents or most of the secret documents are placed in cybers, which is not good. But I think after this training, the teachers will be more equipped with skills and techniques on how to handle ICT, as most of them, they are not computer compliant.
People have not been out to go and take because they believe they'll be separated from family or something like that, so they are shying away from taking leadership roles. This training is very important at this level because we are getting a lot of information that we are not sure of, and it has come at the right time because it's going to make us better, more effective leaders than we were before. And because of the new technology that's coming in, we believe we are going to get to be strong and be able to monitor the curriculum implementation well in our institutions.
I appreciate the organizers came in VOB. It's a very wonderful training. It will help me as a leader to become an efficient leader. Because from here I'll go and cascade what I have learned to my, first of all, to my teachers and also to my fellow head teachers in my zone. So to me it is a wonderful training.
Macharia. Joram. Menda break.
As you see, most of the managers were advanced in age. So we are trying to catch up with the technology, and we have really tried. So when it comes to learning also, there are applications that we are going to use. There is a way we are going to navigate now to get to our modules.
The school leaders, especially some of them, they are not, or they don't have the skills in ICT, especially when we see they go out, they go to cyber cafe where most of the documents or most of the secret documents are placed in cybers, which is not good. But I think after this training, the teachers will be more equipped with skills and techniques on how to handle ICT, as most of them, they are not computer compliant.
because as you see, most of the managers were advanced in age. So we are trying to catch up with the technology, and we have really tried. So when it comes to learning also, there are applications that we are going to use. There is a way we are going to navigate now to get to our modules.
The school leaders, especially some of them, they are not, or they don't have the skills in ICT, especially when we see they go out, they go to cyber cafe where most of the documents or most of the secret documents are placed in cybers, which is not good. But I think after this training, the teachers will be more equipped with skills and techniques on how to handle ICT, as most of them, they are not computer compliant.
Tafute Macharia, kwani ameenda kabisa.
Sijui Macharia yuko wapi, na mwita haitiki.
It is almost saa 10 bado imefika saa 10.
Ameenda chai wapi?
Shangaa.
Saa 10 imefika, saa hii Macharia hajarudi.
Macharia unatafutwa, uko wapi?
Out.
Joram
amepata kopo la uji.
So welcome back. We are now in our second last session, which will be very brief. And just like I highlighted, in this session, we will be reminding you about what is required of you when it comes to assessment of the course. And this is on the reflective journal. Remember, when you go back to the assessment framework, you realize that the reflective journal carries some weight, self-paced online learning carries some weight, and the e-portfolio. So we will be giving you the questions on the reflective journal and where to find them. And then we will have a short brief on the most significant change story. So I invite my brother, Peter Joroge, to share with us on the most significant change form that we are in the light. Karibu, Peter.
Thank you, Kisidu. Good afternoon, school leaders from Kilifi.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Peter from BBOB, and you remember when we were there, we discussed in terms of what we are expecting out of this course. It's that after you run, you're going to pick some of the aspects that are very relevant to you, and you're going to apply them or make sure that you are practicing what you are learning. Because in effective leadership, it's not just getting the skills and knowledge, it is practicing. So as you pick on some of the aspects that you need to practice, we are hoping that one of them will be eye-catching, that it will interest you to tell us that among the so many things that you have been able to pick and start practicing in your school or improved how you are practicing before, that one of them will stood out. So we'll be giving you a form that we would request that you tell us what is the most significant change that has happened in your school because you have taken this course on effective school leadership. So you briefly, in about 300 words, that's like half a page. So you tell us what is that most significant change that has happened. Then in the second question, we are asking you, why do you consider this to be the most significant change? So you can explain maybe the gaps which were there and the gaps that you have been able now to fill in after attending the course on effective school leadership. Then we would want you to tell us you attribute, how can you attribute that change from this course. So how has your participation in ESL for JS training contributed to this change? So how can you explain that from this course that change has been realized because of participating in this course? So those are the three questions that we'll be opening the form today. You don't have to necessarily fill it today, but you can now continue planning and writing down some of the aspects that you'll be highlighting. So these questions, they are not for assessment. So we will be picking some of the, once we go through what you have told us, we will pick some, and then we'll be visiting your school to come now and have a concrete evidence, like, if you are telling us that the change has been realized from the teachers are now teaching well, you have some runners and school feeding program. So we'll come into this and then we'll come to the school and then verify and then do like a report that we can share with all the other school leaders who would want to participate in this course. So it's like once we pick the ones which are, we may not pick all of them out of 60, we will pick a few and then we'll come to your school, do a report, do some videos, and then we can share with the rest of the school leaders. So we are appealing to everyone to fill in, especially if you have a significant change. So in that case, then we are looking for, we would want you to be authentic. If the change is not there, you need to be sincere, because you can imagine you have told us of a change that has happened, but when we come to your school, we find the change was not there. So you need to give us an authentic change or story that is verifiable, that when you come to your school, we'll be able to verify. So this form, will open it from tonight. You don't have to fill in immediately, but you can plan in terms of what are some of the content that you will include there. That is on most significant change story. Now, the other one is on surveys. We have, there's a survey that we opened, is it last week? Okay, this week on Thursday or Wednesday. So far, only 29 responses out of 60. So we have like almost half have not filled in. So I'm talking to Aquila to see if we can put it under Unit 6 so that your percentage of completion drops. Or if everybody is able to fill in, then we will not do that. But I'll urge you, maybe before the end of the day or by tomorrow, you fill in, because I'll also be adding another survey later tomorrow. Jonathan, you are not muted. Jonathan, you are not muted. So as I was saying, so we'll be opening this more significant change form today, and then we are going to give you like a month to fill in together with some of the remaining aspects of the course. And then the surveys, and we'll see how to, I don't know, there's a way we can look for those who have not filled in, and then we can share with them to fill in. And I think that's all from me, Kisidu, in terms of most significant change form and the surveys.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that, Peter. I think now we are guided on what is expected of us on the most significant change story. Just like Peter has put out, this needs to be verifiable. So we will be making a visit to your school based on the kind of story that you will actually be able to come up with. And therefore, we will be excited to verify the kind of change that you've gone or that you've been able to have as a school by going through this particular training. So I would still request that now we look at the reflective journal, and I would request my colleague to share the screen so that we refresh our minds on the reflective journal questions, which are part of assessment for this course. So Peter, kindly share the screen. So for the reflective journal, which is an assessment area in this course, Effective School Leadership for Junior Schools, we will be expecting that you describe your personal learning journey, highlighting your key insights from the Effective School Leadership for Junior Schools course. And this question should not be more than 250 words. So your response to this question should not be more than 250 words. So here we will expect that you highlight what you've been able to cover in Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, Unit 4, Unit 5, your experiences. You document your experiences that you've gone through as you learned in this particular course. Then we will also expect that you describe a practical situation where you applied the knowledge and skills acquired from Effective School Leadership course. So here we will be very pragmatic, and we will expect that you share on a practical situation. We've been receiving testimonies on maybe how you've been handling welfare, and we have seen this sharing in social media platforms. So these are kind of the things that we expect to see. So describe situations where you've applied the knowledge in any of the learning areas, in any of the 6 thematic areas from this course. And these will form your reflective journal. There are deadlines for the submissions of this work. And the banner, of course, that we've been sharing, of course, clearly highlights that all this work is required to be submitted on the 4th of October next month. So it's our expectation that even as we now draw into this very month, which is a new month, then we give you the rest of the month to wind up on actually the surveys, the reflective journal, the most significant change form. So thank you very much for being with us and for attending these 2 sessions. We will be joining you shortly for the closing session. And remember, the rest of the other 3 counties are joining us. Our CDs, our Country Projects Manager, VVOB, Claire Mazin will be with us, and the CEO, Kemi, Dr. Maurice Odondo, will also grace the occasion. We'll be joined by CDs, Garissa, Nakuru, and Kericho as well. Madam Veronica, we've been in touch as well. He has also pointed out that he will be joining us for this particular session. So thank you very much, and let's meet shortly for the closing ceremony. Over to you, Aquila.
Sorry to interject. I think there was meant to be a group photo, Kisilu, just to remind you. Sorry for that.
Mary, our communication. Thank you, Mary, our communication. So we can now put our cameras on for the group photo. Thank you, Mary, for that. We know how we did it yesterday. We want to take a group photo. Ensure your camera is on. We can see your face as well. Madam Eunice, we can see you all the way from Tana River as well. Maureen Musumba, Kazungu, Rose Mwakulo, Juliana. Juliana, you are okay, but you are not seated. Juliana, we need you. Kazungu and Rose. Yeah, Aquila will be taking the photo, so let's.
Machari, am I visible?
We are requested to smile for this photo. We are taking a photo.
More than visible.
To smile.
More than visible.
Kuna wengine ni kama wako kanisani hapa.
Amefanya rehearsal huyo.
Wanafanya rehearsal
amefanya rehearsal.
Naonekana mimi ni mweusi, naonekana mimi.
Yes, we can see you, Joram.
Macharia.
Unajua mimi ni mweusi.
Ulikuwa
Paxton
umepotea
nimemwona
sana
hapo.
Macharia. Nimekutafuta.
Paxton nimemwona.
Twakuona lakini umeweka mkono vibaya,
Umeona
umeziba sura.
Paxton nimeshikilia nini? Nimeshikilia mrija.
Carson anaweka mkono, sijui ni mtu yuko mbele yake haonekani.
Hakuna mtu hapa.
Ni mkono unaukunjua mpaka hatukuoni sura. Imagine. Kaa upright. Sit upright. Ukae upright. Ai, umesimama ama ni nini?
Nimekaa kwa kiti.
Ni kushiba, umeshiba. Bidii yako naiona.
Thank you very much. Aquila has already taken the photo.
Bidii yako yaonekana.
Nimeona hilo tumbo.
So let's be around for the rest of our colleagues who will be joining us shortly for the closing ceremony. We have also been joined by our colleagues from the communications department, Mary Oyuke. Karibu sana. This is Team Kilifi. So from 4:30, then we shall have the rest of the team joining us for the closing ceremony. So let's hang around. Thank you very much.
So we're expecting around 250 people for the 4 counties. So we're looking forward to Kilifi. You people, you represent Kilifi well. No unmuting. Okay, net etiquette, we stick to that. So anytime from now, we'll be having influx of more people joining. So let's maintain silence. So we can either remove the camera unless maybe required otherwise. So far, we're expecting Kericho team to start joining.
As you see, most of the managers were advanced in age. So we are trying to catch up with the technology, and we have really tried. So when it comes to learning also, there are we are going to use, there is a way we are going to navigate now to get to our modules.
The school leaders, especially some of them, they are not, or they don't have the skills in ICT, especially when we see they go out, they go to cyber cafe where most of the documents or most of the secret documents are placed in cybers, which is not good. But I think after this training, the teachers will be more equipped with skills and techniques on how to handle ICT, as most of them, they are not computer compliance.
This training is very important at this level because we are getting a lot of information that we are not sure of. And it has come at the right time because it's going to make us better, more effective leaders than we were before. And because of the new technology that's coming in, we believe we are going to get to be stronger and be able to monitor the curriculum implementation well in our institutions.
I appreciate the organizers came in VUB. It's a very wonderful training. It will help me as a leader to become an efficient leader. Because from here I'll go and cascade what I have learned to my, first of all, to my teachers and also to my fellow head teachers in my zone. So to me, it is a wonderful training.
As you see, most of the managers were advanced in age. So we are trying to catch up with the technology, and we have really tried. So when it comes to learning also, there are applications that we are going to use. There is a way we are going to navigate now to get to our modules.
The school leaders, especially some of them, they are not, or they don't have the skills in ICT, especially when we see they go out, they go to cyber cafe where most of the documents or most of the secret documents are placed in cybers, which is not good. But I think after this training, the teachers will be more equipped with skills and techniques on how to handle ICT, as most of them, they are not computer compliance.
Training is important, and especially to us school leaders, because we have to lead by example. So in CBC implementation, it is us to lead the other teachers. So we need to get the right knowledge, we need to get the right skills. Even the attitude we had before needs to be changed so that we are able now to impart the right knowledge and skills to the teachers. When we acquire this knowledge also, it will help us to know what the approaches we are going to use to ensure that now the program succeeds, because it has to succeed. So we need to assist the teachers. We also need to assist the parents, because it is us they rely on. In most cases, they tell us it is you to tell us, it is you to guide us on what we are supposed to do as parents. So we need to get the right knowledge, skills, and also change of attitude.
I feel very strongly that these trainings, for example, the one we have with you, the increase program, is making us be very innovative. It is going to address my weaknesses. Really passionate on the ICT aspect, because we have realized that Kenya is on the 21st century skills, and our learners need also to have these skills.
So we want to focus on digital literacy for learning. So here, the key word here that as we discuss this is for learning. Because if you look at ESL, we are focusing on school leadership for effective teaching, and so you as a head, as a lead of that particular school, how effective are you when it comes to digital literacy? And if you are effective enough in that school, how effective are your teachers? Because if you are the teacher number one, you are the driver of the whole school. So if it finds that, like Martin was talking about having a feature phone, Mulika Mwizi. How many of us have got Mulika Mwizi? Katalia too? Two, eh? You still have them. How many of us, you can find the city has said information on the wall, alafu nasema siku nimefungua data. Oh, ama moto ilikuwa imeisha. And no, you're the CEO of that. Na hauna nini? Hauna data. You know, I put a very different question. Supposing you are in a vehicle where in Nairobi, or even forget to put fuel in the vehicle. Na mafuta imeisha na ni saa 9 ya usiku. Utasema nini? Can happen, isn't it? Now, if you are the head of school, hauna data, hauna fuel, hauna moto kwa simu.
Because, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why we are giving you this, it's because we want you to go and help your teachers to interpret. Up to now, we are having so many teachers who have challenges in the interpretation of curriculum designs. And as we said, if they are not able to interpret the curriculum designs, they will have the wrong schemes of work. They will have the wrong lesson plans. They will have the wrong lesson notes. You know, everything will just be a mess, isn't it? So the reason why we want you to know all these things is because we want you to go and facilitate those teachers as they implement the curriculum. I know even there are some of you here who are also teachers. You have some learning areas that you are teaching, isn't it? So that is all what you want you to go through. Then from there, we take you through the professional documents. In CBC, how many professional documents are we looking at? Some of those approaches that we have been told to adopt are learner-centered. We are getting away from a teacher-centered lesson to a learner-centered lesson.
Ile kitu yenye nafanya tunaongea mambo mingi ni CBC implementation. Hii story tunapiga yote hii suite tunaitisha hii, hiyo notebook is focusing on how we can implement the competence-based curriculum. Then we went further and said there's another unit, and you call unit what? 3. About how to make this child walk. Either utamweka karibu na ukuta, asimamie kwa ukuta kwanza, si ndio? Akishazoea kusimama, unashika yeye mkono, mnatembea. Anaona utamu wa kutembea. No, as you walk at support. Through putting the hand or even holding something good na amesimama, unapokuja uchukue, si ndio? They moves toward that direction. So this child do well. Now, how do we support this child to be able to walk? Support programs around that particular child. That is basically what. Now, you have area. It seems we have a problem because the other things are just enablers. What you are doing from now, just enablers to make us be effective. Hello? So we want to appreciate that, but I'm still just worried. This question when we came here first. Why do you think you came here when you were invited? Because when you go back, they'll ask you, ulienda kufanya? What was it? A bad question. It's a bad one. But why do you invite? Why do you think you are invited, and not your neighbor? Kuna wale wanatamani ungekuwa ni wao ndio wamekuja. Sasa ile mlienda kwa mkutano jana, kaambia sisi tuko na ingine huko. And some of you also gave leakage M vitamin, si ndio? Kasema huko M vitamin ni mzuri bwana. Unajua bila pesa wewe si mtu sasa zingine pesa. When you are empowered, it's better. So, what made you come? Was it that M vitamin? That's just an Ebola, isn't it? What made us come? Am I talking to you? Niongeke kusi. Ama Kijaluo, ama Kilui. My brother, what brought you? Yes? Being the best to implement CBC. Do you have any leader who is not the best? If we were moved in Nyamira, if you ask every head teacher in a school, will they tell you whether they're the best or the worst? Will they say I'm the worst head teacher? No, I'm the best. Even if the school is last, I'm the best what?
As you see, most of the managers were advanced in age. So we are trying to catch up with the technology, and we have really tried. So when it comes to learning also, there are applications that we are going to use. There is a way we are going to navigate now to get to our modules.
The school leaders, especially some of them, they are not, or they don't have the skills in ICT, especially when we see they go out, they go to cyber cafe where most of the documents or most of the secret documents are placed in cybers, which is not good. But I think after this training, the teachers will be more equipped with skills and techniques on how to handle ICT, as most of them, they are not computer compliance.
This training is very important at this level because we are getting a lot of information that we are not sure of, and it has come at the right time because it's going to make us better, more effective leaders than we were before. And because of the new technology that's coming in, we believe we are going to get to be stronger and be able to monitor the curriculum implementation well in our institutions.
I appreciate the organizers came in VUB. It's a very wonderful training. It will help me as a leader to become an efficient leader. Because from here I'll go and cascade what I have learned to my, first of all, to my teachers and also to my fellow head teachers in my zone. So to me it is a wonderful training.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, madam.
As you see, most of the managers were advanced in age. So we are trying to catch up with the technology, and we have really tried. So when it comes to learning also, there are applications that we are going to use. There is a way we are going to navigate now to get to our modules.
The school leaders, especially some of them, they are not, or they don't have the skills in ICT, especially when we see they go out, they go to cyber cafe where most of the documents or most of the secret documents are placed in cybers, which is not good. But I think after this training, the teachers will be more equipped with skills and techniques on how to handle ICT, as most of them, they are not computer compliant.
Training is important, and especially to us school leaders, because we have to lead by example. So in CBC implementation, it is us to lead the other teachers. So we need to get the right knowledge, we need to get the right skills. Even the attitude we had before needs to be changed so that we are able now to impart the right knowledge and skills to the teachers. When we acquire this knowledge also, it will help us to know what the approaches we are going to use to ensure that now the program succeeds, because definitely it has to succeed. So we need to assist the teachers. We also need to assist the parents, because it is us they rely on. In most cases, they tell us it is you to tell us, it is you to guide us on what we are supposed to do as parents. So we need to get the right knowledge, skills, and also change of attitude.
I feel very strongly that these trainings, for example, the one we have with you, the increase program, is making us be very innovative. It is going to address my weaknesses. Really passionate on the ICT aspect, because we have realized that Kenya is on the 21st century skills, and our learners need also to have these skills.
So we want to focus on digital literacy for learning. So here, the key word here that as we discuss this is for learning. Because if you look at ESL, we are focusing on school leadership for effective teaching and so you as a head, as a lead of that particular school,
So thank you very much, colleagues. We've now come to our very last session this evening, and this is the closing ceremony. So I want to invite all of us. We have our colleagues from Kilifi, we have our colleagues from Kericho, Garissa, and Nakuru on board. We want to thank you for the active participation over the last 2 days. when we have held our online synchronous closure session. So I want to say that this afternoon we are glad to be in the company of our county directors of education and the representatives, our trainers who have been taking us through all the way through our training, right from onboarding to the second face-to-face, and now to the last session, which was online synchronous. We have also on board the top management of the Kenya Education Management Institute. And then we also have our colleagues from VVOB and still the top management of the VVOB. So at this point in time, we now want to go into the closing ceremony, and we will be inviting some of us to make remarks, and I would really request that we keep time. When I give you the opportunity to actually give remarks, I'll request that we take the shortest time possible in the interest of time. So we will be making remarks, and the first remarks that we shall be making will be made by our class presidents from the 4 counties. And we will give you 3 minutes each to make remarks on behalf of the participants from each of the counties. So at this point in time, I want to invite the class president, Kilifi County, to make remarks on behalf of the participants, Kilifi. Karibu sana, class president.
Thank you very much, Bwana Kisilu. My name is Zombolewa Chivatsi.
Bwana Zombolewa, karibu sana.
Yes, thank you. I was saying I'm Zombolewa Chivatsi from Kilifi. I was the president of the group that was at Kilifi. And I just want to take this opportunity to thank both Kenya and VVOB for coming up with this program. Indeed, it was a very nice program, and it has enlightened us with most of the fundamental aspects of school leadership. We also appreciate that our facilitators in the manner in which they took us through the units and also the encouragement that they've been giving us. I also want to thank my colleagues first for electing me as their president, and also the unity that they have shown through the trainings, and also wish to say that we are going to cascade the same training that we had to our staff and also colleagues. So at this juncture, may I say thank you for having this program on board, and how we wish that it will still continue and possibly involve even the other members, bearing in mind that in Kilifi we only had 60 participants across the county. Therefore, it is my wish that the program will still continue to bring in some other members from the other schools. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Class President Kilifi, for your remarks. And now it's my time to invite the Class President Garissa to make the remarks. Class President Garissa.
Hello, everyone. Hello everyone.
Hello.
Yeah. My name is
Garissa.
Hello. Okay. You can, show your presence by clapping once in the chat room. Let's have a clap. Let's have a clap in the chat room, all of us. Thank you. I just want to say thank you. May I take this early opportunity to first, thank our creator who has given us an opportunity to start this course and maybe finish without any problem. And may I also want to thank, join my friends, the other presidents in also thanking VVOB, the ministry, the good facilitators from KEMI for their exceptional presentation. Their insight was enriching, surely, to us. And I also thank the good participants, despite their tedious schedules and work, they have taken time for the purpose of the innocent Kenyan, just to learn, get skills, and in no doubt, it is my prayers and belief that the knowledge, the skills that we have got will go a long way in having a positive impact in our learners. They have been also good in terms of contributions, sharing ideas, etc. and etc. And may I also thank my team, the Garissa team chapter, for all electing us. I being the president, Madam Zipora, who was our welfare, Mr. Abdel Nasir, who was our spiritual leader, and not forgetting Mr. Imanyara, who was also helping, our energizer, and also the organizing secretary, Mr. Kasim, for the good job they have done. Kudos to all of you. And maybe I can say the course was so important for us. It was an eye-opener for all of us, and I hope it's going to be very, very important in moving forward in our schools. May I also remind everyone that let us share. It's good that we have a group, something like a group forum, where we can exchange and have forums for all the counties that are involved in this course. Just like the way my predecessor has put it, I urge VVOB and others continue having capacity building for the teachers, those teachers who have not been trained, and also, if able, to roll out the program and maybe take some of these teachers who have been trained, the cohort, the first cohort, to be trainers of trainees, train them as master trainers, as champions, so that they go and, get that knowledge back to our grassroots schools. Without further ado, I also want to urge those ones who have not finished to do so as required. May I thank everybody, our ministry who have given us this opportunity, who have selected us, for giving us this time and allowing us to participate in this despite our mandate as teachers in class. I want to thank everybody for the time we have been. Good job to everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, President Garissa, for your remarks. And now I want to invite the class president, Nakuru, to make remarks on behalf of the class. Class President Nakuru. Or even one of the officers who are leading the team, if class president is not there.
Thank you. I'm Asman. I was a spiritual leader. So let me take this opportunity to thank VVOB and KEMI for this project. It's a program that has been a wonderful project to us, especially to this new program of JS School, which is new to everyone. So let me also thank God because it has been a long journey since we started. We don't take it for granted because he has showered good health. He gave us strength and understanding, meeting for the first time, making friends as we interacted. I also take this time also to thank our Ministry of Education, the TSC, for also giving us this ample opportunity or time to participate in this project or the program. Because I know we are not as we started. Right now, we are a bit better than we started the program. And I know as we progress with this program, we have more notes to study because we have been given enough notes, enough knowledge to make reference in whatever that we endeavor in our schools. More so to this project that we are starting in our schools, like the grade 9 classes. I know now, right now, each and everyone has that opportunity about the issue of maybe procurement, how to get resources from other school, from the donors, from the government, and how to utilize these resources in our schools. So, you know, each and everyone has that now, that knowledge. Again, I also like to thank our facilitators because they've been very good facilitators. They have taken us through the program. They have taught us a lot. We have interacted, both face-to-face, online, and others. And again, your hospitality was good because the places that they took us were good places. In fact, we had good environment for learning. And we have worked as a team since we started till this time. I know, I also look forward to know that the other schools, other schools that have not, maybe they have not been included in this program, they need to be included in future because, yeah, we may work as an example and teach them more. But it was my wish that if the ministry, the VVOP and the KEMI include other schools to cascade this information to all other schools so that we can also have smooth learning and the implementation of this program in our schools. Again, we expect good changes by the end of this course. If you visit our schools, they're not as like they were before. We are looking for better changes as we cascade this project to in our schools. And again, finally, I would also like to thank our Nakuru team for participating fully. For those who have not finished this project or the exercise that we were given, may they finish in time so that come December, all of us will graduate together. So thank you very much to all and have a good time thereafter. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for that, for those remarks from Nakuru. And now I want to invite the President, Kericho, to make the remarks. We want to also congratulate Kericho for being the first to complete this online self-paced learning, even as they make their remarks. Congratulations, Team Kericho. So President Kericho. Or any leadership of the class who is present?
Yes, this is Samson. Samson is a assistant secretary, NAT, and was a member of the team. I want to take this opportunity to thank God and thank Kemi for the good work that you gave us, the training that was so good. We do not take this for granted. Personally, I have learned a lot. It is good to mention at this point in time that I realized with a lot of happiness that we are lucky since we do not have any specific program for the training of heads of institutions. Once one is out of training college, and then he or she goes through the training, we do not have any other special time like this one. So VVOP, Ministry of Education and the Teacher Service, the VVOP, Ministry of Education and KEMI, we are really, really very grateful. I want also to take this time to congratulate my very good team from Kericho with the able I want to say that for the remaining bits, we continue doing what is required of us. We apply what we have learned to show and demonstrate our appreciation to KEMI, to VVOP and the Ministry of Education for the good work that we have all done. Otherwise, I want to believe my chairman, if he's now back, can take over and continue from there. Thank you very much, and may God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much for those remarks from Kericho. Thank you, the class presidents, for those kind words and for the remarks that you've made on behalf of the entire teams of training of the participants that we trained. We are excited, and thank you for the leadership. We now want to move on with our program, and I would request the trainers and especially the team leaders to take the shortest time possible in making their remarks. Indeed, I know we are good in time management, and each one of us will only take 2 minutes. So I request we start with the team leader, Garissa, Dr. Charles Omwanza. Kindly take 2 minutes and make remarks on behalf of the training team.
Thank you very much, Mr. Martin Kisilu. Allow me take this opportunity first to extend my appreciation to the Almighty God, to KEMI, to VVOB, to the participants, the school leaders, and to all other stakeholders that were involved in this training. I know it has been very good so far in building our capacities to ensure that we effectively manage our institutions where we are placed. So to the participants, I want to say congratulations for finishing your course. I know a few maybe are not yet through, but you are praying that over the next 2 weeks you'll be through. And finally, I want to say that now that you have done with the course, we want to hope that you will use the knowledge so far you have gained from the training, even as you work with each other, as you form communities of practice to ensure that our schools are effectively managed and are able to achieve the objectives and the outcomes that you have put forth in your plans. Thank you very much, and I wish you all the best as you embark on your duties. May God help you manage the schools for the sake of the child. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And now I want to invite. Thank you very much, Dr. Mwanza. I want to invite Madam Joyce Kiruma to make remarks. Okay, I think Madam Joyce, Eunice Mugambi.
Sorry. Thank you, my co-facilitator, Bwana Martin Kisilu. All protocols observed. Good evening. On behalf of the Kilifi County facilitators, I want to appreciate more sincerely our VVOB partners and the entire KEMI management for sponsoring this program. I know our head of the institution's dedication to student success, consistently go above and beyond. On behalf of my team leader, Aquila, Peter, and Noam of VVB, I want to appreciate the Kilifi team, and more sincerely because of your love for learning. We have been really impressed with the way you have fostered collaboration within the team. Your open communication style and active listening have created a conducive work environment where everyone felt valued and heard. I wish you the very best in utilization of the skills, knowledge, competences, and the attitudes that we have acquired during our engagement. As we continue engaging further, I kindly want to assure you that these days, knowledge is not only power, but it's a superpower. Continue the way you have been, and at the end of it all, let us serve diligently for the purpose of a Kenyan child. Thank you. I remain humbled together with my co-facilitator in Kilifi County. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Eunice and Dr. Mwanza for the remarks on behalf of the trainers for the entire team. And I now wish to invite the county directors of education and their representatives to make their remarks. I will start with Mr. Midamo, who is representing the CDE Kilifi, to make remarks on behalf of the CDE Kilifi. Mr. Midamo, kindly.
Thank you very much. I don't know whether I have managed to unmute myself.
Yes, you have.
Okay, thank you. The facilitators, the officials from KEMI, all participants from various counties, good evening. My name is Joseph Midamo, representing the County Director Kilifi, that is Madam Veronica Kalungu, because wherever she is currently, she couldn't manage to be online because of network issues. One thing, if I may draw from the contribution of those ones who have already talked, they have promised that they have learned a lot. And the most important thing, and of course, that is what we should all be thinking about, and that is what the organizers and the facilitators are hoping to achieve, is the outcomes. We expect that our schools will be managed and managed well. And I think from what I have heard, we have also promised that we are going to share the knowledge that we have acquired with others so that we don't move forward alone, but we move as counties that are presented here. And the sentiment that other counties that were not involved should be brought on board. What does that mean? It means that whatever the participants were taken through is very beneficial. And I hope that the organizers has had that. I have interacted with the KEMI for quite some time, and I know the quality of the work that they do since the time they started the program of that is school management, diplomas in school management. Therefore, I know that they do quality work, and therefore the ball is in our court. In our court, how? As participants, to ensure that we implement what we have already been taken through, and two, as the county officials led by the county directors, to ensure that we monitor whatever was done, and where possible, we give support, and where we cannot, because of one reason or another, we link them up with the KEMI and the facilitators. I think we were requested at the beginning of the meeting that we should be very brief, so allow me to conclude and say thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bwana Midamo, for those kind remarks. I want to invite CDE Garissa, our brother from the other part of the country, to actually make his remarks. Karibu sana.
Thank you very much. Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you very much. On behalf, I will be making my remarks on behalf of the CDs for Kilifi, Kirinyaga, Nyamira, Makueni, Busia, and the rest that are, whose counties are on this program. Now, as you are aware, the Ministry of Education, with the implementation partner of KEMI and with the help of VVOP, we are undertaking this program that is called Increase, which means implementing national curriculum reforms through app-based learning for schools leaders in secondary schools. Now, this program is meant for school leaders so that they will be able to manage their schools more efficiently and more effectively. And therefore, after going through this training, my hope is that we shall achieve the objectives that we were brought on board for, and that is making our schools more effective and efficient to support the implementation of the competency-based curriculum. I was hearing somebody was saying, why could not all the counties or whatever be brought up? And I'm just to say that this is just a pilot project in the meantime, and we expect that in the future, we shall be able to bring every county on board. And therefore, for the participants, I would like to tell them that the difference should be felt back in our schools. Before you join the program, and then after you join, the impact should be felt in the schools. Because if this does not happen, then it means that that training did not have any impact on our leaders that were taken through this course. Therefore, it is my honest belief that the efficient training that KEMI has provided through the school leaders will be felt and seen in the management of our schools. As the CDs, or on behalf of the CDs, we shall ensure that we shall monitor and ensure the same is done in our schools. So with those few remarks, thank you very much, KEMI trainers. Thank you very much, VVOP, and all those that were involved in this program. Asanteni.
Thank you very much, our brother Habdi Mahalim from Garissa, for the remarks. On behalf of our counterparts in Nakuru specifically, and Kericho, who didn't make to actually attend the meeting because of some commitment. And now I want to say that I would like to hand over the program, or take the program to another level. And before I hand over the program, I would like to really thank all the participants for their active participation. My name is Martin Kisilu. I'm the coordinator for this program. I know in most of the communication, you've always received a rider that in case of anything, in case of any clarification, then you can contact Martin Kisilu. So I have been the coordinator for this program, and I want to really thank you for the cooperation. I want to thank the management for the support. I want to thank the trainers for their commitment. I want to thank the partner for the resources to enable us actually undertake this training to the level that we have managed. I will now invite our brother Noam from VVOB to make the remarks on behalf of the VVOB team, who will in turn invite the country projects manager, Madam Claire Mazin, who will in turn invite the CEO KEMI to make his remarks and officially close the meeting for us. After that, we shall have our final word of prayer coming from a participant in Kilifi, Madam Evelyn. So I want to hand over the program to Noah.
Thank you, Mr. Kisilu. Just also short from me, congratulations to all the participants. I was very happy to see the active participation online even the past 2 days. I was myself in Garissa virtually today, and I feel like now when I see you that I am also physically in Garissa, and now also in all the other counties. I've also been in Kilifi, so I'm happy to see some people from Kilifi as well. And I think it's a great achievement of Kemi and our partnership with VVOB that we have managed to do this course with this mix of modalities where we had in-person learning, we had self-paced learning on the app, and now we have also an online synchronous session, which is quite an achievement. So congratulations to everybody, from the participants to the trainers, to the management, and also last but not least, the ICT staff who facilitated everything. Thank you very much. And I would like to invite our country programs manager, Claire Maza.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's very nice to be here today with you.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today marks a very significant moment as we gather together online to close our blended journey for effective school leadership for junior school. Congratulations. You can be proud. The completion rate for this cohort 2 compared to our previous cohort 1 has been really and truly impressive. So thank you and congratulations to all our school leaders. As Mr. Abdi Malik Sorry, I've been muted. So I was just saying, the journey doesn't stop here. As the county director for Garissa said, it is now your responsibility to translate this course into concrete and sustainable improvement in your school. So you can support the junior school teachers into the CBC implementation. I trust that you will be doing a great job. From what I've heard over the last 2 days, and also when I interacted with some of you during the onboarding and the checking, I know you will be doing a great job. So the journey has just begun. This course would not be possible without Kemi, our dear partner. So I want to appreciate today CEO Dr. Rondondo, the Deputy CEO, Mr. Wasike, all the Kemi trainers and the ICT team of Kemi. I also would like to appreciate, of course, the VVOB team, Risper, Noam, Martin, and Peter especially. So we remain available for any suggestion, any feedback, any questions you may have. Even if today marks the closure of cohort 2, we remain available for you. Actually, we've already received very, very good feedback and suggestions from some of the school leaders, and I really want to thank you for that. We take all the feedback and suggestion very seriously. So I wish you all the very best in your leadership journey. Asante sana. And now I would like to invite Dr. Odondo, the CEO of Kemi, for his closing remarks.
Thank you, Madam Claire, for the invitation. Yes, to our dear partner, VVOB Education for Development, the leadership of the ministry represented by the education officers at the county directors of education levels, other education officers present today, the Kemi team led by Mr. Kisilu, the coordinator of the undertaking, the overall VVOB team present here today. I wish to welcome you during this important closing ceremony for one of the modest training programs that we have ever offered to this country's leadership in the education sector. Today we celebrate not just the completion of the course, but it's a new dawn in the education leadership in our country. It is a time when we are embarking on a transformation journey to bring forth new learning for our educators, so as to realize the dream of our forefathers in providing most relevant, quality, inclusive education for the Kenyan child. As the head teachers who are in this program today and who have already completed, I wish to reiterate that you are the stewards of our education system. You are the leaders who shape the future of our nation by walking the journey with our children. Your role is not just administrative, but fundamentally transformative towards putting forward the best for our country. I wish to indicate that this very program heavily applied ICT in its rollout, and I'm happy to recognize that the educators who have enjoyed this program indeed have upskilled their skills in the application of ICTs in their training and even in leadership levels at the school positions. I know that we involved you effectively in the app-based undertaking, and you have enjoyed the very program to this end. This program in its establishment was purposeful in realizing improved learning outcomes for our children. And this was to come in handy by improving the instructional leadership competencies of our educators. And by witnessing what I have seen today, I'm convinced that the educators indeed are ready to steer it further and to better the learning environment for our children. Considering as well effective resource management, which is a key indicator for school performance, I'm happy to recognize that I've seen and I've witnessed the various discussions amongst the school leaders, how best they're ready and how focused they are in matters utilizing resources in the most brilliant manner for improved learning outcomes and mostly for the good of our country. Ladies and gentlemen, we are very keen to have our learning environment being impactful. And I'm sure that as we close today, the educators who are graduating today, in quotes, are people who are well imbued with the competencies to have positive learning environment for our children in the country. I'm also convinced that this very team are well equipped with the desired skills to motivate the teaching staff so as to provide the best for our children, not forgetting about the most effective engagement of our learners. Those are competencies which I believe have been embraced and effectively embedded in this very important program. So as we walk this journey further, I wish to indicate that we have built co-creators, because teaching is one of the most compelling tasks, because you come in as a creator as well. So we work with God to bring humanity with the desired skills to position themselves in national and global development. So we have brought in people who are going to co-create and to help bring forth our learners who will be able to fit in the global space in matters of skills and competencies. I'm also convinced that the team leaving this very program today and closing today are people who have got a resolve in behavior change, a resolve to bring a wholesome transformation in our sector, a resolve to ensure that the expectation of government is put in place and effectively rolled out as purposed by the leadership in government. There is a resolve to have in place leaders for learning, leaders who put their feet forward for effective learning, learning which will enable our children to come in and fit in the global space. This is what we have purposed for, and this is what we trust this very important program has brought forward to our people. I wish to appreciate, most importantly, the Ministry of Education. This very partnership was spearheaded by the Ministry of Education and properly put into perspective by the National Treasury and all other key players at national government. All the officers in the ministry, and particularly the county directors of education, have been very, very supportive to have this program effectively rolled out in our schools and to help our teachers through their heads of institutions have the best in matters effective implementation of competency-based curriculum. I also want to once again appreciate the VUB leadership for working with us through this journey. As we speak today, we have one of its own kind app-based learning program in the country. And there's no other institution with an app-based program. If you go to Play Store, as you speak now, you'll be able to get Kemi e-learning app, which will enable every other trainee or participant to have an access into our LMS and be able to interact and appreciate the value of our programs in matters improvement of school leadership. That is how beautiful this very partnership has enabled us to progress as a people. I wish to indicate that without the heads of institutions in this program, we would not be where we are. They have been very passionate, they have been focused, they have been committed, and we have been able to conclude this program with a resounding happiness. So thank you very much, our dear heads of institutions. You are a great people, a people who have made a resolve to transform the country, a people who are even here today over the weekend, sacrifice their personal events to appear in here for the sake of the Kenyan child. I tell you, the work you have put in here, you will be able to have it rewarded at one point in time. Ladies and gentlemen, as I end my statement, I want to call on all of us not to end this journey at this point. It's a continuous process of learning and growth and improvement. I urge you to take the knowledge and skills that you have gained from this course and apply them more effectively in your daily operations within your institutions. And we believe that by doing so, we'll leave behind a transformed environment. We'll make history as a people. Working forward with this very partner, we trust that we'll be walking into another space of putting in our cohort 3 into play. We've heard your call to expand the program, because I know you have experienced, you have interacted with it, you have enjoyed the value of this program. We are purposed to have the cohort 3 take effect very soon. And we are agreed to work very closely with all the key players in the sector, as we have always done, to have this program realize its purpose. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to once again congratulate you on your successful completion of this program, your dedication and commitment to professional development. You are truly heroes, and you are really commended for the work that you have done. Thank you very much, and may God bless you in a big way. I therefore wish to officially close this important cohort 2 training program workshop.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, our CEO. And now we can go to our cameras. Let us put our cameras on and appreciate the CEO. Let's all go to our cameras and appreciate our CEO for a job well done. Let us appreciate all of us for a job well done. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I now want to invite Evelyn to say the closing prayer as we leave the meeting. Evelyn from Kilifi.
Yes, sir.
Kindly say the prayer.
Yeah. Let us pray. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, we glorify and magnify your holy name, Lord, for this far that you have brought us. Thank you for our sponsors, VVOB. Thank you for our facilitators from Kemi. Thank you for the Ministry of Education and all participants. Lord, you have given us strength and wisdom to undertake this course. Father, we don't take it for granted. We know it is by thy grace. We also ask you, Father, to continue seeing us through the remaining session of the reflective journal. And at the end of everything, we shall glorify your holy name. Bless our facilitators for their tireless efforts. Bless VVOB for their support. Bless the Ministry of Education for their tireless support too. As we end this program, Father, grant each one of us wisdom, power, and strength to implement what we've learned for the success of our junior schools. We believe, Father, through your guidance, our schools will not be the same again. We pray all this believing and trusting in the mighty name of your Son, Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. Amen. We can now leave the meeting at our own pleasure. Asanteni sana. Thank you and bye.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye. All the best in life.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Love you.
Wow.
Bye.
Smart.
Bye bye. Asanteni sana. Asanteni sana. Thank you for the support.
Hey. Wonderful.
Bye, Anola.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye, Khalid. Bye.
Assalamualaikum.
Kenya.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Bye bye. Bye food. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Group photo today. Bye.
No group photo.
Don't check group photo. Kwaheri.
Bye too. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
See you. Bye.
Mnywa chai huku. Nawakaribisha kwa chai huku.
Hata mimi chai hii.
Welcome for a cup of tea.
Cup of tea right now.
Ni chai ama ni uji?
Wewe, karibu Kericho kuna chai. Kericho kuna chai, karibuni.
Basi, wacha tuaje. Mkutano on the way coming.
Karibu kwa Mursik.
Kericho, Mursik, chai na kadhalika. Karibuni.
Sasa hiyo kadhalika.